Greetings, this is Juliano. Let me say that instead of the huge spiritual event that we are expecting, why don't we say the huge spiritual event that we are needing? Because there are many aspects on the planet that are out of control. There are military aspects, there are environmental aspects, there's economic aspects. I could list almost every major system that is working, that is part of the structure, that is part of the thought constellation on this planet. And almost every system is outdated. It is like this world is operating on an old program. And the old program is not working. It's like you need, this world needs an update. And in every system, we've talked about the economic system, and of course the military political system. All of these systems, even the religious systems, are based on older concepts and older thinking. This means that in order for this planet to be repaired, in order for this planet to be healed, there must be a new system. There must be a new way of thinking. And I see several openings in June, especially in the June solstice, which is the winter solstice for the southern hemisphere. I see the new awakening. Because what I see is, when I look, quote, in my crystal ball, unquote, or my holographic crystal ball, I see that there is a possibility of a shift in the consciousness, in the shift of the systems thinking, that we need, as I've pointed out, new leaders who have a different vision for this planet, who have a different vision on how these systems are going to operate, and who understand that the old system that maybe worked in the 19th century or 20th century, and even then it didn't work that well, is not up to date. Now, there are several possibilities on how a new system can be introduced into this planet. First contact. There's more and more evidence coming every day about the fact that this planet has been visited, and that there are some very strong possibilities that that a worldwide visitation or first contact is going to happen. Now, but what would be the point of the first contact? I mean, this is one of the things that I and the Ascended Masters have pondered. So, yes, it would be fascinating for everyone to know that there is extraterrestrial beings and they visited the planet. But how is that going to change the planet? And the answer is that there has to be a planetary intervention. Not just the appearance of a first contact, as exciting as that will be, is not enough to repair what is broken now. That means that there has to be a sharing of knowledge, a sharing of ideas, a sharing of spirituality. Now, the most profound and quickest sharing that would most influence or impress people has to do with energy. By energy, I mean this world is operating on an older system, the carbon-based oil system. And it's not going to work anymore. You can't continue to operate on this system. And I'm not saying this out of anger or out of hatred of oil. But if you look at the wars, if you look at the environment, and you look at the economy, you will understand immediately that the biggest resistance, the biggest problem on this planet is energy. And any species, any extraterrestrial contact who offers a technology of energy to a country or to a group of people would dramatically change the whole planet. But it would be so radical that those in power, those who are holding on to the oil, those who are holding on to the wealth, would resist. This is the problem. So, as I said, an extraterrestrial first contact could come in and explain to you how, for example, you can get all the power you need from water. And that would solve all the energy problems. But you and I both know that there would be a lot of resistance, even though there would be fascination. So, again, we come back to this repeated problem of how would a first contact provide the information that would be useful enough to shift the planet. But I think that in June, especially I'm looking at the date of the solstices, I think that there is going to be this kind of shift. Now, the other side is that there is a great sense of desperation developing on this planet. Because we know about what's going on with these wars. We know the droughts and the fires, and we know of the imbalances, and I know that everything is becoming accelerated. What people would say, well, by 2050 the ocean's going to do this, or by 2060 the global temperature is going to rise by 1.5 degrees. That's kind of like a magic number. But look, it's happening quicker. It's happening quicker than that, because you're seeing the results now. And because of this sense of desperation, a new opening, a new receptivity is on the horizon. And I see this as a great possibility in June. At the same time, though, I look at June and say to you, well, things are escalating, and there could be even more dire Earth changes. There could be more dire military conflicts or escalations. But that possible outcome raises the stakes and raises the receptivity for a spiritual intervention.